Yo people, what you saying? It's another video, yeah? And today we're going to be previewing the Arsenal versus Leicester City Premier League game that is on Saturday. And yo, I can't lie, I'm looking forward to watching some more Premier League games this weekend. But before we get into any of that, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, join the community, join the gang. Yo, yeah, and today we're going to be previewing the Arsenal versus Leicester City Premier League game that is on Saturday. I don't fuck with you if you don't gang. Yeah, we're close to 400. I beg, if you're watching this, just slap subscribe because we're nearly there, innit? And then obviously the next goal is 500. Help a brother out, and while you're there, algorithm settings, slap that like and drop a comment. It does wonders for getting the content out there to more beautiful people in the world. So looking at this game, let's just start by looking at the obvious. Yeah, so Arsenal are currently fourth. Yeah. We've played 5, we've won 3, we've drawn 2, unbeaten. We are unbeaten. We've scored 8 goals, conceded 3. Only Liverpool has conceded less than us in the league, and I mean, we had to go to the Etihad, so do you know what I mean? So we've got a goal difference of 5, and we're currently sitting on 11 points, only 2 points off the top of the table. Yeah. In terms of our form, in the 5 games we've played, we won, we drew, we won, and then we drew. Yeah. And then obviously our next game, as you can see, is Leicester. So I just think just from the jump, yeah, we had a really difficult 5 games. In those first 5 games, we had to go to why is the Villa Park? There we go. We had to go to Villa Park. We had to go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, formerly known as White Hart Lane, but still known as Shy Hart Lane. And we had to go to the Etihad. Yeah. And to come out of those 3 games with 7 out of 9 points, I think is phenomenal. A lot of people will downplay what we did. A lot of people downplay, especially when talking to me, because I said we'll get 5 wins, but I wasn't too far off. And I think based upon where we sit and, no disrespect, where Leicester sit, I expect us to be winning this game. But if we do look at Leicester, yeah, currently, Leicester are sitting 15th in the league, yeah. They haven't won a game yet. They've won 0 games, yeah. Played 5, won 0, drawn 3, lost 2. They've scored 6, conceded 8, and they currently have a goal difference of -2, sitting on 3 points. Yeah. And I mean, in their first 5 games, they played Tottenham at home, got the 1-1. In my opinion, they should have won that game. They lost to Fulham away, 2-1. They lost to Aston Villa at home, 2-1. They drew with Crystal Palace 2-2 away, which I think that's a good result. And they drew 1-1 at home to Everton. If I'm correct, I believe Everton scored first, and they came back to get the draw. And now they're facing Arsenal, and this is definitely the hardest game that they've played so far. And I don't know how Leicester City fans feel about this, but I can't see anything but an Arsenal win. I'll be so real. I think, yeah, especially considering how I expect Leicester. I expect Leicester to park the bus. Like, and you know me, I don't have a problem with parking the bus in it, because Mikel Arteta, he drives the highest range of bus in the league. If anybody needs to learn how to park a bus, you'll just watch Arteta and how he sets up when he needs to park a bus in it, because he could get a job at Arriva in it. Only London man will know that. But yeah, Steve Cooper also, he's known for not really going out and trying to get W's against the bigger teams. Like, he prefers to, contain, soak up pressure, and if he can come away with a point, he'll take it. Obviously, if he can get the win, he'll take it, but he's very much more focused on sit back, try not to get battered in it. Which you know what? I respect it in it because you can't go against every club and try and get the win. You just can't do it. It's just impossible in it. So I expect them to sit back. However, they can be dangerous. Yeah, and let me see. Can I get? Let me. I want to explain to you why they're dangerous in it. So I'm just going to the Leicester City page. So we go to their squad. Okay. So why I think that they're dangerous, yeah, and it all stems from where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Vardy, yeah. Vardy he's problematic. He does score regular. He has scored a few goals against Arsenal. He is old, but he has that kind of energy about him. Like he's not as quick as he used to be, but he can catch you on the break, and that combined with Mavididi, Mavididi, he's he's looked a problem early on in the season, and Fatu, yeah, Ghanaian brother. They've got speed, man, and then look, they've even got Hudson Edouard. So if they needed to switch it up, they've got a decent forward line. I won't lie, they've got a decent forward line, and I do think that on the break they could cause us some problems. Also a player that I like, Facundo Buonote. I think he's a really, really, really good player for them. And then obviously they've got the likes of Soumare, who I think is a decent midfielder, and obviously those that know Wilfred Ndidi, who I think he's proved himself at Premier League level more than enough in it. So they do have players that can cause a threat, but then I just think that Arsenal just have enough to keep them out. Like, we have the best defense in Europe, and I mean, when I say that, I mean the world. Um, so I don't think they'll pose a threat, but they do have the personnel and the capability to do so. Um, so I mean, look, we just watched Arsenal play Bolton, and don't get me wrong, there's no comparison between Bolton and Leicester, but the one thing that I want to take away from that game, and I would like Arteta to at least think about it, is fill in the Erdegaard role. So Wanyeri had an amazing game. Amazing game. So if we look at some of the stats here, so he had 100% long ball accuracy, yeah? He had 93% pass accuracy. He had 44 touches. He had 4 attempted take-ons. He had 3 duels won. He had 3 ball recoveries, 2 chances created, 2 shots on target, and 2 goals. Yo. And that's just looking at it from a stats perspective, yeah. When when watching the game, yeah, it was like watching a mini Erdegaard with more pace. Like, he was electric, man. He played with a confidence. He looks ready. I don't know. I feel like we have. This is so originally my stance was, and this was before the Atalanta game. Was No, sorry, not before the Atlanta game. Before the Who did you play before Atlanta? Tottenham. Was it Tottenham? No. Who did you play before Atlanta? Sorry, it's just skipped me. Wait. Uh Tottenham. Yeah, it was Tottenham. Yeah, see, I was right. I was right. So before that Atlanta game. Sorry, before the Tottenham game. Whoa, sorry. I was like, I don't think you can throw Wanyeri into Tottenham away because the fans will be on his back. It'll be a hostile environment. They'll be trying to take him out. They'll be putting fouls on him. He'll probably he'll probably get focused just to exile him out of the game and make it seem like it's 10 versus 11. And I don't think it's the right type of game for him to start. I felt the same sort of way in the Atlanta game. I thought it may have been a bit too much for him. But after watching the way he played against Bolton, and again, I know it's Bolton, but he's 17 years old. Let's remember that. He played with such an air of confidence that I think you can just chuck him in from the beginning against Leicester. And from watching that Bolton game, you could see that the more experienced players around all the youngsters were guiding them, were kind of giving them instruction on the pitch, were helping them out, were making sure like, okay, yeah, okay, you should be over here, and okay, you go over there, and it's cool. And for example, when Jorginho went up to the young goalkeeper, Jack Porter was like, hey man, just kick it long, because he could see that like the Bolton players were really close to him, and he wanted to avoid a scenario where Jack potentially passes it to a Bolton player and we can see the goal, and that kind of slices his confidence in it. So going into this Leicester game, if Nwaneri does start, it would only be Nwaneri. That's the youth. Do you know what I mean? Everybody else around him will be setting the tone, and I think if you just give him the freedom in that role, I think he can do a job. I think Leicester at home is the perfect game to test. Do you sink or do you swim? Yeah, Erdegaard's out injured. I can't think of a better time to kind of just say, hey, Nwaneri, show me what you can do. Show me that you can kick ball at this level. And I am hoping that Arteta really does give him that opportunity, because he deserves it, man. He deserves it, man. And like the goals that he scored shows that, not only can he play ball, he's very positionally aware, and he's aware of what's happening in the game, and he knows where he should be to even have the opportunity. So you can tell that he's intelligent. You can tell that he's smart. You can tell he reads the game really well. So I would like to see him start. Personally, 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 I'd like to see him start. Um, so Arsenal, I feel like this is a game that we're gonna see Arsenal attack. I know that a lot of people been like, "Oh man, Arsenal haven't really attacked well this season," and "Oh, you man, attack has been dead," and "Oh, you've just been parking the bus and negative ball and Mikael Moyes and Paella and set pieces." And this is a game where we can go out there and play with freedom, be creative, and just remind people that when we wanna do the job, we can do the job. We are comfortable in our own ends. Do you know what I mean? So I think we will attack. I think you're gonna see Arsenal do crazy stuff in that game. Like I feel like we're just gonna be unleashed, and I think that Tomiyasu's back, so we've got another option in defense. Our defense just got stronger, if anything. Do you know what I mean? And I think the only person that is out is, well, from an offensive perspective, is Erdegaard. Even Trossard's back. He served his suspension against Bolton. So I am expecting Arsenal to overload Leicester with attack after attack after attack. I'm expecting us to control the game, not how Tottenham controls the game, actually control the game. And I can't see anything but a win. Yeah. So this is how I would set up. Yeah. Um. Actually, going back to I think there's a chance that Raya might be out. I'm hoping he's not, but there's a chance. So if he's not fit, then Neto in goal. If he is fit, Raya in goal. I think it's simple at this point, right? Left back, I'm going Calafiori. Centre backs, I'm going Gabriel and Saliba. Right back, I am going Timber. I wanna see this defensive line again, cause I can't lie. It looked nice against Manchester City, so let's build it up. Let's see what it does. Let's see if it was just a fluke. You know what I mean? In the midfield, I'm going Partey, Rice, and I would go Wanyeri. That's me personally. And then the front line, I'm going Sterling, Havertz, and Saka on the right. Pretty simple for me. for me, I feel like potentially you could swap Sterling for Trossard, but we know what happens when Trossard starts on the left. You could swap Ranieri for Trossard. And do you know what? Most likely, you probably will see Trossard in that Odegaard position, but I would just go with Ranieri. And in terms of a prediction, like obviously, I'm going for the Arsenal win. I think that's pretty clear at this point. And not only do I think it's gonna be a win, I think it's gonna be a big win. I think we'll keep a clean sheet as well. So I mean, early on, obviously I haven't seen the lineup or anything, but off my predicted lineup, I go for a 3-0 Arsenal. This is what I'm going for. So yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Where do you think Arsenal win the game? Where do you think potentially Leicester could get something from the game? Who would you start? What would your lineup be? Would you give Ranieri his chance? I would. Yeah, but let me know in the comments below. And if you made it this far, you're a G. You might as well subscribe. And if you can, drop a like, drop a comment. I'll go with them settings, and we'll catch you next time.